Day trading recap for Wednesday, August 28th, 2019. It's not even noon. It's 11:36 right now. But I did have one trade I wanted to show. Actually, two trades. One was from yesterday. I didn't get a chance to actually make a video on it because it took basically all day. But I wanted to show you what I did. It wasn't actually. It was a positive trade. It just wasn't a winning trade for me in terms of how I played it, and I want to show what mistakes I made so that I just keep a video record of all these because it's very helpful to go over your trades and see what you did wrong and fine tune your trading. So if you're new to day trading, that's my first advice is just take note of everything you do, write it down, go over it. So the first trade though is from today I wanted to show you, and that was Alcon. Now, the reason this popped up in a pre-market scan of mine, I believe it was, these are trade idea scans. It's great software if you're going to be day trading. It's well worth it. Now, I don't know if it's still there, ALC. Maybe because it gapped down at one point. Anyway, it was in the scanner early in the day. Didn't have a ton of volume, which I could show you from the 1 minute chart. So early in the day at around this 8 o'clock hour, not a lot of volume. It started getting a little around 9 o'clock because it did gap down a little. See, this was yesterday, and it opened today at around just above $60. So it gapped down from 59 to 60 something. So I took note of it, and actually the reason was because yesterday it was a trade that I did not take, that I kind of missed out on. I was really upset about, and you can see why. These are the trades I love. Moving up along VWAP, the purple line's VWAP, approaching a sort of flat 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. This is not a daily moving 200 moving average, which is very important, but nice and tight here, broke above it, and I missed it. It showed up in one of my scanners that looks for these kind of trades, and I missed it, and it went from 58 when it broke about 58.92 all the way up to about 60.94. So $2, over $2 really, which was an amazing move for the day. So I was watching it today because I wasn't sure if it was going to continue that run, and it actually gapped. Since it gapped down, you can see it closed here and gapped down. I was looking maybe to short it. I didn't right away which was good. Broke down, and then look, it came back above VWAP, and that's when I started taking notice of it. And to me, it was holding VWAP, so I said, all right, I'm going to get in here. If it gets below VWAP, and it's also above a whole number, $60. Now it's really moving. I wish I kind of held on to some shares, but if it starts moving, then I'll just take shares really quick if it's got a quick pop, because it wasn't exactly high volume for the day. It's still pretty low actually. It's only got about 500,000 shares, not even. So it could have moved down on me, but this was what I was looking for, is a break of VWAP and then continue on up. And it kind of went sideways for a little bit. I was getting a little nervous around here, and then I got a quick pop, and this was just a bulk order somewhere. Luckily, didn't stop me out or anything, because I don't think I had my stop set. I might have, but it moved so quickly. Usually this just means some huge order, usually maybe off the trading platform. I don't know. Sometimes people agree to a price outside of the regular trading. Two parties can agree to it, and then this happens. I'm not 100% sure, but it didn't matter because then it continued up. So I took some shares out here. Actually, I think I took them out before this crazy pop here. I took them out at, I got in at 60.23 and took some out at 60.34. So only 11-cent gain. And then it got up to my first target, which was 60.51. And it actually went above that, and I took my shares out at 60.56 for a nice, on my remaining shares, which was a little more than half of my shares. I took less than half out here, and then took the remaining out here for a 33-cent gain on the rest of my shares. So 11 cents and then 33 cents. If I had been more patient, if it was a cleaner move, like it wasn't, kind of just going red, green, down, indecision doji here, up, down. If I hadn't been doing that and I wasn't too nervous about it, I would have probably waited and taken some out closer to my first target, which was around $60.50. But I took some out here at 11 cents above where I got in, and then I kind of held out till a little bit above my first target. Now, the reason I was a little nervous here and I didn't hold on to any extra is because 60.57 was a resistance because of where yesterday's close was. So that's a very important part. You see here it closed right here, that can be a resistance, and can, send the stock gapping, or not gapping, moving back down. I didn't want to risk it on the remaining shares, so I took mine out at 60.56. And then you can see it did break above 57, and it's about 10 cents, a little bit over 10 cents over that. And the 15-minute chart I was watching the whole time too, because this 10 exponential moving average on a 15-minute chart is so important, I think. It makes, when you look at stocks that either start moving in one direction or another, they usually use this 10 EMA on a 15-minute chart. And right here you can see it. I got in right around here, and it kind of held the 10 EMA, and then it moved up. So that was a good trade. Now, there was a trade I took yesterday that I misplayed. It's probably a bad trade to get into to begin with, so I can't fault myself too much. So I'll show it to you here. So yeah, this is another one. It was down on the day. This GTT came back up and held VWAP, which is so important. And then look what it did when it held VWAP. Look at that. It went just kept using that as support, right? Down, up, holding VWAP, kept using it. And then I just got, I don't want to say I got bored, but I got tired of sitting here watching it not do anything. And I was afraid eventually it would fail and start moving down. So I got in at, what did I get in at here yesterday? At 8.05, and I got out at 8.10. So 5-cent gain, nothing great. And then you can see what happened after it. After I got out, it started moving up, making a little bit of a wave pattern, and then boom, closed at around 8.35. And that was actually where, closed at 8.36. My first target was 8.33. And so it actually did hit so it ended up being, in terms of my trading strategy, my trading plan, it turned out to be a winning trade. I just didn't hold on to it. I should have scaled some out. I just, I've been in it so long, I just didn't feel like actually scaling out, because I just thought, I could take some out here, and then, and it bottoms out on me, and then I end up losing money on it. So I said, let me just make a small, tiny profit off a 5-cent gain, when eventually moved up. But really, if you look at the daily pattern here, there wasn't much to indicate that this was going to be doing much. You could see it was kind of sideways all over the place here, and it had this moving average here, this 20 SMA at 914. Kind of had that above it yesterday. So I mean, obviously it would have had to move up a lot more for it to hit that, but I just didn't feel like it was going to make much of a move. And then of course it did, and moved up just slightly to hit my first target. So I just misplayed it. It was just a bad move on my part, but no harm, no foul, really, because I didn't lose any money on it. And then on Alc today, that was a big one. And now you can see it's really moving up a lot. So on the daily candle chart, if you look, it could possibly, I thought resistance at 57. Apparently, I didn't care about resistance at 57 because it's already moved up 20 cents from that. Kind of wish I held on to some. So possibly up here at around 61, could see some resistance. And if not, it's got a lot of room up. So it could be, if it gets a little more volume, not a lot of volume, but if it gets a little bit more, it could make a much bigger move. But my day's done. This was enough for me. The 33 cent on the remaining shares was enough, but it's kind of hurt seeing that it's still moving. So that's it. Those are my trades. Alcon and yesterday GTT. So hope everyone had a good trading day, and I will see you next time. Good luck.